Hey there, everybody, wherever you may be. I'm Ken. This is Canadian Retro Things. Welcome. How about we try to get a ColecoVision working today? Wait. The ColecoVision that I usually use on this channel is still fine. Nothing happened to it. That one still works. I just happen to have another one. As a matter of fact, when I first was getting into the retro stuff, even before I had a channel, I thought that one of the first things I wanted to get was a ColecoVision so that I could relive all of those childhood memories of playing my ColecoVision games. So I got one from an auction, and it just happened that the one that I got also came with another one for parts. And it was for parts because, well, it was in parts. So that one doesn't work, and I always thought it would be nice to try and get it working. So it sat on a shelf for, well, a few years now. So I guess today is the day we're going to see if we can get it working. But before we start taking a look at that ColecoVision, I want to give a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, PCBWay. Are you working on a new PCB to add something to one of your retro systems? Are you looking for somewhere to have that prototype PCB printed? Well, look no further. PCBWay can do the job for you starting at just $5 for 10 boards. And if this is your first order, you'll get a $5 welcome bonus. That means your first order could cost you as little as shipping costs. PCB prototype the easy way by visiting www.pcbway.com. And this is the ColecoVision sitting here, open. Now I will quickly go over a few of the more important chips in here and parts. Of course, your power switch, your reset switch, your expansion port, your cartridge port, joystick ports, the Z80A, brains of the operation, the ROM, the sound chip. These two right here are 1K by 4-bit RAM chips. This is the video display processor under the heatsink. And these 8 chips right here are the 16K by 1-bit video RAM chips. So I have an idea of what's wrong with this. And first I'll show you what the machine is doing when you turn it on. And then I will show you how I came to the conclusion of what I think is wrong with it. Now it's just a general idea of what's wrong with it. I don't know which chip might be bad. And I could have just started replacing chips until I found the one that wasn't working, which would have been just strictly a guessing game. But I told myself I didn't want to risk destroying this machine until I was a little more confident in my ability to actually fix these machines. And over the last while, I've been getting a little bit better at it. I've been learning soldering, and I've got some diagnosing skills. So let's see if I can do this without completely screwing it up. Here we go. We have the ColecoVision hooked up, power going to it, tuned to channel 3. Give her some power. And as you can see, we are getting a very scrambled picture. But we are getting a picture. So let's go take a look at how I diagnosed what I think is wrong with this system, or started to diagnose it anyway. We'll just head over to my other computer and take a look at that. How exactly did I come to the conclusion of what I think is wrong with this system? Well, this is the technical manual here, and it does have this nice little diagram to follow. So we're starting at the start. We start, we connect the game console to the power. We don't need the switch box, but TV set up, turn the game on, and turn the TV to the right channel. Done. Is the ColecoVision logo on the screen? Well, yes and no. I mean, it's obviously not in good condition, but we'll say yes. ColecoVision logo good? Well, obviously no. Logo scrambled. So, yes. We can go to sheet 3, but also if you look, the picture, well, it's not wavy, or I think the color's good, so basically logo scrambled is the best idea. So we go to sheet 3. And here we are on scrambled picture. The first thing to do is check on chip U9 whether 25 through 32 are giving us address active. See if they're active. So that is the first thing we're going to check. Okay, so we have to check pins 25 through 32 on U9, which is the video display processor, and it's a 40-pin chip. So pin 1 is up here, means pin 20 is there, and 21 is on this side on the bottom. So I can move up from there, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 is got data. 26, data. 27, nothing. 28, data. 29, data. 30, 31, 32. Okay, everything but 27 has data. So let me see, that's 25, 26, 27. Right, 27 has no data. So that means we have to go back to the diagram and see what that means. And here we are back at the diagram. We can see that we have checked all the data and address lines to make sure they are active. That's lines 25 through 32 on U9. Are they good? No. Check U9. If good, change one of U10 to U17. Okay, so that means that I got to check some lines on U9 and then change one of U10 through U17. So this is what I figured was wrong. So I've actually already ordered a replacement, 2 replacement chips, just in case 2 have gone bad. And yeah, I am now going to check the VRAM chips. And we are going to start with pin 14, which is that one right there. Pin 14 is data out. So let's just all right, we're getting data and data. So far, so good. Huh, nothing on that chip. All right. Looks like U15 had nothing on the data outline. So we will now check pin 2, which is the data in line. Is there anything going into this chip? Yes, there is. Okay, well, the next thing I'm going to check on that chip to see if it's working voltages. Now these video RAM chips should have 3 voltages going into them. Pin 1 should be -5 volts. And it is. Pin 8 should be 12 volts. And it is. And pin 9 should be 5 volts. And it is. All right, well, I think we have a candidate for something that needs to be replaced. So let me just unhook everything here, get this board out of the case, and then we will pull that chip out. Now it's time to put my subpar soldering skills to the test by desoldering this chip. I'll consider it a win if I don't have to cut any of the legs to get the chip out, and I don't lift any of the solder pads. With the chip successfully out, I am adding a socket so that it's a lot easier to take it in and out in the future. Now that the socket's in place, I can add the chip. Okay, I have the new chip in there. It's in a socket. So, let's see what happens when I turn it on. Ooh. And getting pretty much the same thing. Now, first time I turned it on, I wasn't getting these green bars, but I do sometimes. It'll switch between the green bars and something else, but usually it's always just the scrambled words. So that did not help. We are getting the same screen as we were. I guess the first thing to check is this chip right here that I just replaced. Are we now getting data out on it? So that will be this line right here. And we are. That's working. Are we getting the right voltages into the chip? -5. 12, and 5. So yes, voltages are good. We're getting data out on that chip now, so that's working, but the screen has not changed. I guess that means it's time to look a little deeper. As I was testing things here, I found something interesting. I'll just try to bring up the TV screen here. And you can see when I hit pin 7, which is A1, the address bus A1, it messes with the screen. But it does it on almost all does it on all 4 of these, this one, a little bit on this one, not at all on this one, and not at all on this one. And you'll notice that this one and this one both have signals. This one, etc., do not. And I looked at the schematic and I saw that all of those pins are, in fact, connected. So, this one Connected. Connected. Not connected. If we take a closer look at that pin right there, pin 7 on that one, let's see if we can bring this up a little bit closer for you to see. There. So we're looking right there. There's some green guck there. So we've got a little bit of oxidization there. So let's see if we can clean that up. And I just went and got a little bit of the magic vinegar, which works great on this green stuff. I doubt that's helped with the connection, but let's check just in case. Nope. So I have put the bodge wires on. And we can test that they work using this. Now pin 7 across the entire thing should be connected. Pin 7 to pin 7, and they are. So the bodge wire is working. Plug the power in. And turn it on to test it out. What channel are we on? Oh, haha, before I do anything else, I have to hook the TV up. There. Now, let's see what happens. There we go. It's awfully dark, but it appears to be working. So that was it. All right, well, that begs the question of this chip that I replaced. Was it really bad? Well, let's pop the new one out. And see what happens. Aha, see there, yes, that chip was definitely bad. Now that is the screen that I was there we go, a little bit better. Now we can play test it. I'm just going to mess around with the with this a little bit and see if I can get this picture working a little bit better. So you may notice I have a different TV here now. Well, I got a little bit suspicious about the other TV that every time I turned this off and turned it back on, it was dark again. then I noticed that the static was really, really dark. So I think actually that TV is just wearing out because I switched TVs. And would you look at that? So much more readable. And there we go. What do you know? It works. It turned out to be a little bit more than I had initially thought. Initially, I thought it was probably one of the VRAM chips. I was right, one of those was bad, but there was also a bad trace. It's all fixed now, and as you can see, it is working. And one of the good things is that I have an extra one of those VRAM chips, which are a compatible chip to what I'm doing with the MSX computer right now. Yes, I am still working on that MSX computer. I have not got it going yet, but this leftover VRAM chip means that I have another part that I can test out in that computer. And I'm not done with this ColecoVision yet. I have more I want to do to it, but that's in an upcoming video. For now, I have to play test this and put it through its paces. That means that I'm going to have to sit here all night if I have to, playing video games. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what you can do with the liking, the subscribing, and the commenting below, because anything and everything you do is always greatly appreciated. But for now, I have some Popeye to play, so see you later.